The NBA is almost back, and you know what that means? That means that LeBron is retiring, guys. It is actually happening. It is real, and it is not just an ad for Hennessy. And Giannis is also getting traded like tomorrow, except it's also not happening. But it maybe actually might be happening more than LeBron. Now, you might have seen a few days ago, LeBron did the decision of all decisions, the second decision, which was a post that he tweeted that got 81 million views, in which a lot of people, obviously in reference to his first decision when he decided to go to the Miami Heat in 2010, obviously a reference that this would be something big, this is a big decision. A lot of people, including myself, immediately thought that, like, what is this? Is this a retirement post? I mean, a lot of people thought that maybe this is a retirement post, because what do you mean a second decision? But at the same time, if you look at the clip, it's very clearly like it's lit up like a commercial. There's a guy he's sitting across that nobody knows who he is. It's just like a random guy. The whole thing was a little bit tacky and a little bit slightly lame, in my opinion. Like, it's not that big of a deal. It ended up being an ad for Hennessy, whatever. The thing that I think is really funny is that the tickets to the Lakers' last game of the season surged from $80 to $445, which is so crazy. And I'm sure a bunch of other games, the prices just spiked to be in the hundreds and thousands and whatever. And it's really funny because the last game of the season, I believe, unless people were saying it's against the Utah Jazz, and more likely than not, LeBron is not going to play in the last game of the season against the Utah Jazz. Neither is Luka. And there was a report that a guy was trying to like sue LeBron or whoever for this and get back his $800 that he spent on the game. The whole thing is kind of stupid and just like dumb. You have the people who already hate LeBron, who say he's a sellout and all that stuff, who is just like, this is more evidence to that. Then you got the LeBron fan club, which obviously a lot of people, including myself, even like I had some inkling of like, is this really it? Like, are we really retiring soon, LeBron? And I didn't think it would be this season. But I mean, at this point in his career, it could be any year. I believe, like, if it happens next year, I wouldn't be super surprised. Like, his contract is up this year. And after that, I mean, it really is up to him if he wants to keep playing. There was a lot of responses. Some people saying that this is, it puts his GOAT status in debate, or stunts like this are a waste to his image and all that stuff. And it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's not that big of a deal, because in like a month when actual NBA games start playing, nobody's going to care about this. But it is kind of lame. At least last year when he posted something about some sort of decision or whatever, it was for Amazon. He put hashtag ad. If he just put hashtag ad on the very first post, literally none of this would have mattered. So yeah, what do I make of this? I don't really make anything of this. It's just, we're just dying for the NBA to come back in about 2 weeks here now. And I'm very excited for it to come back and get back into making the videos that I've been wanting to make now that actual basketball is being played. JJ Redick as well said he couldn't believe that people actually thought LeBron was retiring. I mean, at this point, man, anything is possible, to be honest, in terms of LeBron retiring. However, the other news story that popped up that is much more interesting and much more like likely to happen is this whole thing around Giannis and potentially meeting up with his agent and talking about teams moving forward that could be potential trade partners for the Bucks and trading Giannis. And I mean, Giannis and trade talks has been going on like forever now, it feels like, but especially this year and this summer, it's feeling like it makes more sense, because this Bucks roster is so bad, bro. This Bucks roster is garbage. And you know, Giannis, does he really want to waste his career away with the Bucks? Like, he's constantly been saying that, you know, he wants to be with the Bucks. He believes in this team. He believes in his teammates, all that stuff. But then this quote and the report, he said he hasn't read the story. He goes off social media. We're taking it day by day. He's communicated with his teammates, with the people he respects. He wears his jersey. The rest does not matter. I'm locked into whatever I have in front of me. Then he says, now, if in 6 or 7 months I change my mind, I think that's human too. You're allowed to make any decision you want, but I'm locked in. I'm locked into this team. I'm locked into these guys, to this group, and to this coaching staff, and to myself. Now, that speaks very much to... I mean, Giannis is self-aware. I think he can look around this team, and he would never admit this, but this is not a championship-level team around him. The Miles Turner pickup would have been good like 3 years ago. Dame is gone. He's relying on Kyle Kuzma as a starting small forward. It's just a really bad, kind of mediocre roster. If Giannis wasn't on this roster, bro, this would be like a bottom 5 worst team in the league. Like, that's just how it is. And I think this quote, Giannis is admitting like, hey, I'm still locked into this team, but if we suck, if we're not even like close to the playoffs, I should be allowed to change my mind and want to leave. And you know what? I agree with him on that because, you know, he's done more for Milwaukee than almost any other player in history outside of Kareem. And, you know, if he wants to leave, I think that would be fair. Now, who would get him? Obviously, the rumors start with New York. And New York is interesting because they basically already had a Giannis level trade assets with all their picks and all that stuff, with Julius Randle's contract and all that stuff. And yeah, they got Karl Anthony Towns and they got Mikal Bridges. And they basically have like no assets, like no true assets. You would have to get rid of like actual players on your team to get Giannis. Like you would need to get rid of Kat, OG, or Mikal, just money wise. But then the Bucks don't have any of their picks like at all for the next few years. So for them, it makes zero sense for them to trade Giannis, like in my opinion, because you are gonna be an awful team without him, and you are gonna have a horrible future without him. But I mean, these comments are very interesting. It's not very clear right now, like, other than New York, I think, like, obviously every team is in play for this type of thing. Like, every team would call up and just see what the price is. It's just a Giannis trade, and these superstar trades, if it's not like a Luka where nobody had any idea of it and it was like strictly between two teams and they didn't want a boatload of picks and a boatload of players and whatever else like Nico Harrison did, a Giannis trade is like insane to think about. Like, money wise, his contract is huge. Obviously, he's like a top 3 player, MVP player every single year, can easily, like, on a better roster, which he hasn't had in a while, he can easily make a run. I did see the Bill Simmons clip where he pointed out that in the playoffs, Giannis is only 8-8 in terms of series wins and losses in his career, compared to guys like obviously LeBron, Curry, all the greats and all that stuff. He really has had very little playoff runs since they won the championship. And I know a player of his caliber obviously wants to win and be in the playoffs. And I think he's telling this Bucks front office, which we've kind of known for a while now, like, hey, I'm here, but I need to see something. I need to see something that I can, believe in this team more long term. And I don't see that happening. I don't see anybody on this roster who I think could be a great number 2 beside a Giannis. Like, Miles Turner is cool. Their guard play is just so spotty. Like, they really don't have anybody consistent. Obviously, they don't have Dame anymore. But that matchup, it felt like it never really clicked at all. So, I guess it is what it is. Will Giannis get traded before the season? I highly doubt it. Will he get traded during the season? I also highly doubt it. Will he be on a new team in 1 year? If I had to bet right now, I probably wouldn't bet more than like $10 because I'm not really into the gambling thing, but I would bet Yes, because I really think that this might be Giannis's last year on the Bucks because I mean in 6 or 7 months, this team is not going to be a true contender. I don't see what kind of trades are on the market, what assets they have that can be, something to propel them into a serious team. I don't see any of that happening. The only way for them to be a serious team moving forward, well, I mean, they wouldn't be a serious team if they trade Giannis, but obviously they would get a lot of picks and assets and whatever else to like try and make a future beyond Giannis. I just don't see the path forward for the Bucks in terms of actual playoff success or anything like that. And I think that they are, like I talked about in my Pushing the Pace podcast with my friend Sam over the summer, although the podcast episode never came out, we talked about the most desperate team in the league this summer were the Milwaukee Bucks, with the Miles Turner signing, with the getting rid of Dame, cutting him, just doing anything on their hands and knees begging to Giannis to please not leave yet. And I think in a year, he will leave. So yeah, that's all I have to say about this topic. The LeBron thing, who really cares in like 2 weeks when actual NBA games start? Very excited for the NBA to come back. Very excited to watch my team hopefully be good this year. Please, God, for my mental health, I need this. I need this so badly. Please, the Raptors, do not break me again. But, they will probably break me again. So yeah, watch out for more videos in the future coming very soon, and take care.